In the hush of a Scottish dawn, when the world is still wrapped in a gentle mist and the air is filled with the promise of a new day, it's often the smallest hands that open the heaviest doors. The ancient hills of Scotland, shrouded in morning fog, seem to hold their breath as a child's fingers curl around the weathered handle of an old wooden door. There is a quiet magic in these moments, a sense that history is not just something that happened long ago, but something that is being shaped, quietly and bravely, by the next generation. The castle, with its stone walls and centuries of secrets, waits patiently as the day begins, and the first footsteps of a child echo softly through its halls, signaling the start of something new. The morning light, golden and gentle, drifts through Balmoral's ancient windows, illuminating dust motes that dance in the air like tiny spirits. It catches Archie's wonder-filled eyes as he steps into the grand corridors, his small feet padding softly on the polished floors. He pauses, gazing in awe at the portraits of ancestors who once walked these same halls, their faces both familiar and distant. Archie's curiosity leads him from room to room, tracing the footsteps his father once took as a boy, each doorway a portal to stories whispered by the stones themselves. The castle, so often a symbol of tradition and duty, becomes, in Archie's eyes, a place of adventure and discovery. He runs his hand along the banister, feeling the grooves worn smooth by generations before him, and in that simple gesture, the past and present meet. The sunlight, streaming through stained glass, paints rainbows on the floor, and Archie laughs, chasing the colors as if they were treasures only he could see. In these moments, the weight of history feels lighter, transformed by the innocence and hope of a child's gaze. Meghan stands quietly in the corridor, her silhouette framed by the soft glow of morning. She is half guest, half gentle guardian, an outsider by birth, but an insider by love and choice. The castle's grandeur is both awe-inspiring and intimidating, its walls echoing with the laughter and sorrows of generations past. Meghan's heart is tugged by the hope that old wounds can heal, that the fractures of the past might be mended by the simple acts of kindness and understanding. She walks softly, her footsteps measured, as if not to disturb the delicate balance of memory and possibility that hangs in the air. In her eyes there is a quiet determination, a belief that families, like castles, can weather storms and emerge stronger for it. She pauses by a window, looking out over the rolling hills, and allows herself a moment of reflection. The journey that brought her here has not been easy, but in this place, surrounded by history and hope, she feels the stirrings of peace. Meghan knows that healing is not a single act, but a series of small, brave choices made every day. And so she stands, ready to make her own mark on the story of this family, one gentle step at a time. In the quiet sanctuary of the library, where the scent of old books mingles with the faint aroma of polished wood, Harry finds Meghan. The room is filled with the wisdom of centuries, but in this moment, it is their silent clasp that speaks volumes. Their embrace is tender, unhurried, a wordless conversation that says more than any royal decree ever could. Here, in the heart of Balmoral, they are not prince and duchess, but simply husband and wife, partners in the ongoing work of building a life together. The world outside may be filled with expectations and headlines, but within these walls, they find solace in each other's arms. Harry's hand rests gently on Meghan's back, grounding her, reminding her that she is not alone. Their love, tested by time and trial, is a quiet rebellion against the weight of tradition, a declaration that family comes before duty and tenderness before protocol. In the hush of the library, surrounded by the stories of those who came before, they write their own chapter, one defined not by titles, but by the courage to choose each other, again and again. Outside on the heathered hills that stretch as far as the eye can see, laughter rings out, clear and bright, carried on the crisp Scottish air. Where tension once lingered, now there is only the sound of joy. Children chasing each other through the wildflowers, adults joining in with playful abandon. The landscape, rugged and untamed, becomes a playground for the family, a place where old grievances are forgotten, if only for a while. The air feels lighter, as if the land itself is breathing a sigh of relief. Forgiveness, like the breeze, moves quietly among them, softening edges and easing hearts. Grace settles over the group, an invisible blessing that makes room for new memories to take root. In these moments, the burdens of the past are set aside, replaced by the simple pleasure of being together. The hills, witnesses to centuries of royal history, now echo with the sounds of a family rediscovering itself. One laugh, one game, one shared smile at a time. As the day unfolds, the family gathers in the castle garden, the summer sun casting a warm glow over the lush green lawns. Parents and children sit together on picnic blankets, sharing stories and sandwiches, their laughter mingling with the songs of birds in the trees. The garden, once a backdrop for formal events and royal ceremonies, is transformed into a haven of simple pleasures. Archie runs barefoot through the grass, his cheeks flushed with excitement, while Meghan and Harry watch with smiles that speak of contentment and hope. For a moment, crowns and headlines soften into the background, their sharp edges dulled by the gentle rhythms of family life. What remains is the simple, sacred act of showing up, of being present for each other, of choosing love over pride and connection over distance. This is a summer's second chance, a rare and precious opportunity to begin again. The castle, with all its grandeur, fades into the periphery, and at the center of it all is the beating heart of a family, imperfect, resilient, and full of possibility. As evening falls and the sky turns a deep, velvety blue, the family gathers around the stone fireplace in the castle's great hall. The fire crackles, casting a warm golden light that flickers across their faces. There is a sense of peace here, a feeling that, for all the challenges they have faced, they have found their way back to each other. The boldest legacy, they realize, isn't carried in titles or ceremonies, but in the healing found around a castle hearth, one quiet homecoming at a time. Stories are shared, old wounds are gently acknowledged, and new hopes are kindled in the glow of the fire. The castle, once a symbol of distance and duty, becomes a home, a place where love is rekindled and forgiveness is possible. In the end, it is not the grandeur of the setting that matters, but the courage to gather, to listen, and to begin again. And so, as the embers glow and the night deepens, the family sits together, united not by blood alone, but by the shared journey of healing and the promise of brighter days to come.